All right, so we are here at COTA, and you just completed race number 1. But before we get to that, we're gonna talk about the M4 CS. So it launched at Laguna Seca in our car corral last weekend. Hard to believe it was only last week. But you were part of something special. So you did a commercial with the M4 CS. So if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. Talk to us about the making of that M4 CS video.
Oh my
Or
god.
commercial, I should say, right?
Yeah. Oh my god. I was so ecstatic when I got the news that I was selected to do this commercial with BMW. My first ever commercial, so very special. Got to fly out to Croatia to film it, and it was like the most insane experience because obviously this car had to be like top secret, like
Right.
nobody knew it was really coming out. So even when we were filming, like we had our own security detail. We had to tape up all of our cameras on our phones, and like they had to cover the cars after every shot. And when we were shooting on the roads, for example, like the country roads, we would get like a specific set of time, maybe like 5 to 7 minutes to do certain shots where they would close both sides and like
Wow.
leave like, I don't know, a kilometer or two between the public traffic so that we weren't seen at all. It was just absolutely wild, but it was crazy. It was a crazy experience to say the least, but really proud to have done it with BMW. It's kind of
And you
crazy.
did a little bit of your own stunt driving. And obviously, I have a really professional guy to do some of the shots, but you were basically the stunt driver for a lot of that, right?
Yes, and the funny part is I actually had a stunt woman also. So
crazy.
she was awesome. She taught me how to do the J turn, but she did some of the stunts. I did the J turn by myself out of the
Awesome.
garage. Like so happy to finally be able to do my own stunt. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I think the last, I won't say it's a commercial, but the last one you did, Brian Randall basically
Put on a wig.
put on the wig. He's also much taller than you, but he did the stunts maybe a couple of years ago for International Women's Day. I
Yeah,
wanna say.
yeah. So typically, when you have a stunt person, it's because they know a specific way to deal with the camera car. It's not that I don't have the skills; it's that you
Right.
need specific permits to be able to drive a car, performance vehicle with the camera car. But thankfully, this time they allowed me to do it.
Trusted you
super
enough
cool.
to do
Pretty
it.
much.
So M4CS, what were your impressions? You were probably one of the first to drive. I don't. Maybe it was a slightly pre-production car. What were your impressions of that car?
I had a lot of fun. We actually got to take it out on the local circuit as well, and I was
jealous.
flying. It was a bit chilly, so I had to warm up the tires a little bit, but I had a lot of fun. The car sounds incredible, and it handles really well on the track. Got the really nice kind of bucket seats, carbon buckets, but it was a great car.
So, would you get one?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Well, here's my dilemma. We have an M4 CSL, which is,
Right.
the step above, but it's kind of like the perfect medium between like full track car and like daily driver, because I have the carbon buckets in my ME and I still daily it, so I think it's like the perfect medium.
Yeah, buckets in the M8, very rare thing to have. So I think most of the clientele for that don't opt for that, but it's an awesome car. Glad you have it. I should say you have the 3.0 CSL.
As
Not
well.
the M4. Well, wait, no, you have the M4 CSL too, as well.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
totally forgot about that one.
It's
Awesome.
hiding in Toronto.
That's right. So let's go back. So last race you were at was Sebring. So talk about that, because it was, I guess, redemption for you and the team.
Yeah, so if you were at the race last year, if you were watching on TV, we won overall, but we had the win taken away from us on Sunday, which was just absolutely heartbreaking and devastating for us. We had been disqualified from qualifying, so we started at the back of the pack, and we literally clawed our way up all the way to the front. It was a mega drive by both Neil and I. Like, we drove our hearts out that day. So to have that taken away, I mean, it was just shattering.
It was shattering for us, because we were there in person, seeing this thing and just watching Neil just do amazing things, and then you getting in the car and finishing it. So I'm guessing you're probably pretty nervous towards the end of that race last year, leading. Because if that were me, I'd be like, oh my God, it's like, don't screw up, don't screw up, don't screw up. But you held it together. You finished that race P1, and then was it last weekend? No, a couple of weekends ago, right? So you did what?
We won again and finished P3 as well, which I think should have been a win. But
Yeah,
anyway.
Sunday was P3.
But yeah, we definitely had our redemption weekend. We came back with something to prove. You know, this wasn't just a fluke. Like, we have the pace. Like, we have a great car. We have a great team. And we went out there to prove it to everybody. And that's exactly what we did. So
Exactly. And then at COTA, so we're post race 1, where you guys brought it home. What place?
sorry, pardon. Where?
Here.
Here?
COTA.
Oh.
I know. It just happened.
Just got out of the race car, finished P1 in class, P2 overall. So we were hustling.
Really good finish. And then Neil, for tomorrow's race, put the car on pole position.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow you're the anchor, if you will.
Yes.
So obviously the same goal as next race is P1 again, which would be amazing, and hopefully P1 overall.
Yeah. That's the goal. Rinse and repeat tomorrow, but bring it back on the very, very top step, P1 overall, and we'll have a good chance at that since we are starting on pole. Today we did start P3 in class, P6 overall, but threaded my way through a crash right at the start of the race, so it was quite good for us. But now we're leading in the championship points, and we're looking ahead to the rest of the season.
Yeah. So after this, you have a break, and then you go back to very hot places.
I know, it's like very hot right now.
Yeah, 90 plus right now, so I think they said on the announcer PA, 132 degrees track temp.
Right now, wow.
Yeah.
That's
wild. The match was probably hotter back then. Of course, you're also in a race suit, so super hot in the car. How do you keep it together? The stint's 45
minutes,
right?
Yeah. It's quite difficult, especially in these like very humid places. Where we have AC, but it's not as, I guess, effective as you might think. It's a little bit of air that we get used to after like 15 minutes if it's at these kind of temperatures. Definitely like working out a lot helps me with the cardiovascular endurance, and always on the back straight, reminding myself to breathe slowly and release the hands. That's basically what I do. Also, hydrating. I hydrate a lot before I get in the car, like downing literally like 3 bottles of water before I hop in the car, because we don't have a drink system.
Oh, not in the GT3?
We do not in our car.
No.
Not for the sprints like this. In an endurance race, I typically would, but not in this car. So just making sure I'm prepped properly, and deep breaths.
Because racing the car, it's hard work. So you don't believe it. Like, you can go to the Performance Center and do GT4 racing. It's hard work. Even the 25-minute stint that you get there, it's a lot of work. So hats off to you guys for bringing it home in the heat. So we'll just wrap it up there. So Sam, thank you again for all your time, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium in the future.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, and hopefully we'll catch up with you at the Indy 8 Hour, the last race. So hopefully, fingers crossed for that championship for you guys. But we'll see you then. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you.